Dear Chosen One, have you noticed how your silence speaks louder than their chaos? How your refusal to defend yourself drives them to madness? Why does your peace feel like warfare to those who plot against you? It is because when you are chosen, your stillness carries a weight that their noise can never match. Your quietness is not weakness, it is the calm before heaven's storm, and they feel it in their bones, even when you utter not a single word. Have you ever wondered why they obsess over you, talk about you, watch your every move, yet you barely think of them at all? It is because your presence alone disrupts the order of their pretense. You are not like them. You do not chase validation. You do not beg for approval. You simply exist in a frequency so high that it shatters their illusions, and they cannot understand why they feel so small around you. You cannot understand why they feel so small around you, but you know the truth now. Your silence is not absence, it is authority. Exodus 14:14 declares, "The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still." Do you hear that, Chosen One? You need only to be still. Not to scream, not to defend, not to prove. Heaven itself has taken up arms on your behalf, and your enemies are fighting a battle they cannot see. They think they are warring with you, but they are contending with the Almighty. And no one contends with God and wins. Your silence is the sign that the battle has already been transferred to higher courts. What you do not know, and what I am about to reveal, is that your silence is not a passive act. It is a weapon forged in the fires of heaven, sharpened by every attack you refuse to answer, every lie you chose not to dignify, every insult you let fall to the ground. Your restraint has been building power, accumulating force, and the moment of release is near. They thought your silence meant surrender. They thought that silence meant surrender. But it was strategy, it was wisdom, it was divine warfare. By the end of this message, you will understand why every enemy who rose against you is already defeated. You will see why your refusal to fight was the most violent response you could give. You will know beyond doubt that your silence terrifies them more than your words ever could. So take a breath, Chosen One. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can remove you from the hand of God. John 10:28 says, "I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand." That is your assurance. That is your inheritance. You are held by the one who holds the universe. Now let us walk this path together, and I will show you the secrets of your silent power. Before we unlock these divine secrets, I need to pause and honor this sacred space we are building together. I want to express my deepest gratitude to all who have given through Super Thanks. I see every contribution. I feel every act of generosity. And I want you to know that your support fuels the spread of this truth to souls who desperately need it. But whether you choose to give financially or not, understand this. Your presence here matters just as much. Every view, every like, every share, every comment is an act of spiritual warfare. You are not just watching a video, you are participating in a movement. You are amplifying a frequency that shakes the foundations of darkness and brings light to those wandering in confusion. Your energy, your engagement, your very act of showing up here strengthens the collective force of chosen ones rising across the earth. Together we are unstoppable. Together we are a roar that cannot be silenced. So if you have not already, take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel. Do not do it for me. Do it because your spirit recognizes this truth, and you need to stay connected to this source of revelation. The algorithm is not your enemy. It is a tool, and we must use it to spread the message further. Every subscription sends a signal that this content matters, that these truths must reach more eyes, more hearts, more souls, who are waiting for someone to speak what they have always felt, but could never articulate. And now, Chosen One, if you are ready to activate the power of divine silence in your life, I want you to do something right now. Go to the comments and type the number 888. Do not skip this step. This is not superstition, this is alignment. The number 888 represents new beginnings, resurrection, and the infinite power of Christ. It is the numerical frequency of victory, completion, and divine favor. When you type it, you are making a declaration to the universe and to heaven itself that you are claiming your power. Each number you type sends a shockwave through the spiritual realm. It is an agreement between you and the Almighty that you will no longer be shaken by the noise of your enemies. It is a covenant that your silence will now be your weapon, your shield, and your testimony. So do not hesitate. Type 888 in the comments right now. Let it be your battle cry. Let it be your flag planted in enemy territory. Let it be your announcement that the chosen have arrived and the old order is crumbling. You are not alone in this. You are part of a tribe, a remnant, a generation that refuses to bow to fear, manipulation, or lies. And together, we are rewriting the narrative. So let your voice be heard through that number. Let your presence be felt, and let us continue this journey, knowing that we walk not as individuals, but as a mighty force ordained by heaven. Now, chosen one, let me reveal what heaven has shown me about the weapon you have been carrying without even knowing it. Your silence is not what they told you it was. It is not cowardice. It is not weakness. It is not defeat. Your silence is the most devastating form of power you possess, and the enemy knows it. That is why they provoke you. That is why they bait you. That is why they desperately want you to speak, to react, to defend yourself. Because the moment you do, they win. Let me paint you a picture. An eagle does not chase crows. When lesser birds peck at its feet, mock its flight, or circle its path, the eagle does not descend to their level. It simply rises higher, soaring into altitudes where the air becomes too thin for weaker creatures to breathe. And in that ascension, the crows fall away, gasping, unable to follow. That is what your silence does. It elevates you beyond their reach. It places you in a realm where their attacks cannot penetrate, where their words dissolve into irrelevance. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Do you see it now? Your strength is renewed not through confrontation, but through elevation. Your silence is your wings. It lifts you out of the mud they are desperately trying to drag you into. And while they exhaust themselves, clawing at empty air, you glide effortlessly in the currents of divine favor. Here is another truth. Empty vessels make the most noise. Have you ever noticed how the loudest people in the room are often the most insecure? How those who shout the most have the least to say? They scream because they are hollow. They attack because they have nothing within themselves to stand on. But you, chosen one, are silent because you are full. Full of purpose, full of peace, full of power. You have no need to prove yourself, because your life is the proof. Proverbs 17:27-28 says, "Whoever restrains their words has knowledge, and whoever has a cool spirit is a person of understanding. Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues." Your silence is not ignorance, it is mastery. It is the mark of someone who knows their worth and does not need external validation to confirm it. While they scramble for attention, you rest in assurance. While they beg to be seen, you are already known by the one who matters most. And here is the most powerful truth of all. God does not defend lies, he dismantles liars. You do not need to prove your innocence because truth does not require defense. It stands on its own, eternal and unshakable. Psalm 37:6 declares, "He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun." Do you hear that? Your vindication is coming, and it will not come through your words. It will come through the exposure of theirs. Heaven is already at work, chosen one. Your job is simply to be still and let God be God. Let me give you 7 immutable laws that govern the power of your silence. These are not suggestions. These are not opinions, these are spiritual physics, the way heaven operates when you align with divine strategy. Write these down, memorize them, let them become the foundation of how you move through a world that is desperate to make you react. Because once you understand these laws, you will never be manipulated again. Law number 1, silence starves attention seekers. Narcissists, manipulators, and attention-hungry souls feed on reaction. Your anger fuels them, your defense validates them, your pain entertains them. But your silence? Your silence is famine to their soul. When you refuse to engage, they escalate, they panic, they self-destruct, all while you remain unmoved, untouched, unbothered. A fire cannot burn without oxygen, chosen one, and you are no longer their fuel. Watch how quickly they burn out when you withdraw your energy. Law number 2. Still waters run deep, but fools only see the surface. Your calm terrifies them because they mistake it for indifference. They think you do not care, that you are weak, that you have nothing to say. But beneath your stillness is a tsunami of divine purpose, a reservoir of strength they cannot fathom. James 1:19 reminds us, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Your restraint is not emptiness. It is fullness under control. It is power with patience. And when the time is right, when heaven gives the signal, you will move with a force that will leave them speechless. Law number 3. The universe honors your restraint with strategic victory. Every word you withhold is stored as ammunition for your appointed season. Every response you swallow is converted into spiritual currency. Ecclesiastes 3:7 says, "A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak." Your timing is not reactive, it is divine. You do not speak because they provoked you. You speak when heaven releases you. And when that moment comes, your words will carry the weight of nations. They will shatter strongholds. They will shift atmospheres. Because they were not born of emotion, but of assignment. Law number 4. Your non-response is their loudest exposure. When you do not defend yourself, something powerful happens. Onlookers become curious. They start to ask, why is this person not fighting back? Why are they so unbothered? What do they know that we do not? And in that curiosity, your character begins to speak in your absence. People watch, they observe, they notice that you carry yourself with a dignity that does not need defense, and slowly, the lies your enemies told begin to crumble under the weight of your consistent integrity. You do not need to say a word. Your life is your testimony. Law number 5, silence protects your energy from vampires. Words are currency, chosen one, and you have been spending recklessly on people who bring no return. Every argument you engaged in drained you. Every defense you mounted exhausted you. Every explanation you gave to someone who was never going to understand depleted your reserves. But now you know better. Matthew 7:6 warns, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pig." Your peace is priceless. Your energy is sacred. Guard it fiercely. Let the unworthy starve at the gates, while you feast in the palace of your own tranquility. Law number 6. The wicked cannot stand before the righteous. Silent. Your stillness is a mirror they cannot escape. It forces them to face themselves, and that is their greatest fear. When you stop reacting, they are left alone with their own thoughts, their own guilt, their own demons, and they cannot bear it. Psalm 1:5 says, "Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous." Your silence judges them without uttering a single word. It convicts them, it haunts them, and eventually it breaks them. Law number 7. Heaven speaks loudest when you are silent. When you stop fighting, God steps in. When you cease striving, divine intervention begins. Deuteronomy 24 declares, "For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to give you victory." Chosen one, hear me clearly. Your silence is not surrender, it is delegation to the Almighty. You are not giving up. You are stepping back and letting the Creator of the universe handle what you were never meant to carry. And when God fights, victory is not just certain, it is absolute, final, and irreversible. But Chosen One, do you want to know what they will never admit? What keeps them awake at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying your interactions, analyzing your every move? It is not your words. It is not your actions. It is not even your success. What terrifies them to their core is your indifference, your ability to move through life as if they do not exist, your capacity to thrive while they are still drowning in bitterness, your refusal to give them the reaction they so desperately crave. They are addicted to your attention, and your silence is their withdrawal. It is killing them slowly, eating away at their peace, robbing them of sleep. They refresh your social media. They ask mutual friends about you. They analyze your posts, looking for hidden messages about them. Why? Because deep down, they know they have lost you. Not just your presence, but your emotional investment. And for a manipulator, for someone who thrives on control, there is no greater loss than realizing they no longer matter to you. Your peace exposes their chaos. When you refuse to match their energy, when you respond to their venom with calm, when you meet their rage with silence, something shifts. Suddenly, to everyone watching, they look unhinged, they look desperate, they look exactly like what they are. Broken people attacking someone who refuses to break. Romans 12:19 instructs, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." Your silence leaves room for divine justice, and trust me, Chosen One, heaven's justice is far more thorough than anything you could ever orchestrate. Here is what they know that you are just beginning to realize. You were never meant to fight at their level. You are operating in a different dimension, playing by different rules, answering to a higher authority. They are still in the mud, clawing and scratching for scraps of relevance. But you have been called to the mountain, to elevate, to rise, to rule from a place of peace and power. Daniel 6:4 tells us that when Daniel's enemies tried to find fault with him, they could find no corruption in him because he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. So what did they do? They fabricated charges. They created lies. Because when your character is unimpeachable, your enemies must invent reasons to attack you. And that is exactly what is happening to you. They attack not because you have done something wrong, but because your existence is a prophecy of their downfall. Your success is a mirror of their failure. Your peace is a spotlight on their turmoil. Your silence is a megaphone broadcasting their insecurity to the world. They do not hate you, they hate what you represent. They hate that you refuse to be controlled, manipulated, or diminished. They hate that you have found freedom while they are still imprisoned by their own bitterness. Let me paint you a picture with 3 truths they cannot escape. A lion does not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. The mountain does not bow to the valley's complaints. Thunder does not apologize for its power. You are the lion, the mountain, the thunder. And no amount of noise from below will ever change the altitude at which you operate. So, let them talk. Let them plot. Let them obsess. While they waste their energy on you, you are building empires, healing generations, and walking in a destiny they will never comprehend. Your silence has already won, Chosen One. They just have not accepted it yet. So here is what I declare over your life right now, in this very moment, with the authority of heaven backing every word. I speak this into your present and your future, into your seen and unseen battles, into every area where you have felt attacked, diminished, or overlooked. Receive this declaration not as wishful thinking, but as prophetic truth being released into the atmosphere of your existence. You are not hoping for victory. You are standing in it right now. Every word spoken against you in darkness is being exposed in the light. Every lie they whispered is turning to ash in their mouths. Every scheme they plotted is unraveling before their eyes. Job 22:28 says, "You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you, so light will shine on your ways." I declare that your name is being cleared in rooms you will never enter. Your reputation is being restored by people you will never meet. And your enemies are being silenced by a force they cannot see but can no longer deny. Every trap set for your downfall is collapsing on those who dug it. The pit they prepared for you has become their own grave. The arrows they aimed at your back are returning to pierce their own hearts. Psalm 7:15-16 declares, "Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. The trouble they cause recoils on them. Their violence comes down on their own heads." You do not need to lift a finger, chosen one. Heaven is handling it. And when God fights, there are no survivors on the other side. Every season of silence you have walked through was preparation for your loudest testimony. The years you spent unnoticed were not wasted, they were cultivation. The nights you cried in secret were not ignored, they were recorded. The moments you wondered if anyone saw your struggle were not in vain. Heaven was taking notes. And now the story that was written in obscurity is about to be told on the world's stage. Numbers 23:23 says, "There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel." It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, "See what God has done." Your story is shifting from private pain to public praise. The same people who wrote you off will soon write about you. The ones who mocked your vision will quote your wisdom. The voices that tried to silence you will be drowned out by the applause of those you were always meant to reach. Psalm 118:22 reminds us, "The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes." You were rejected because you were reserved. You were overlooked because you were being prepared for a stage those small-minded critics could never build. I declare that doors are opening that no man can shut. Opportunities are aligning that your enemies cannot block. Favor is finding you in places where you were once forbidden. Revelation 3:8 says, "See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name." Your faithfulness in the silence is about to be rewarded in the spotlight. Get ready, chosen one. Your season of vindication has begun. You are not waiting for victory, you are the victory. The moment you chose silence, heaven chose violence on your behalf. And what God has started in your defense, no human force can stop. So walk forward with your head high, your heart steady, and your spirit unshakable. The battle was already won before it even began. All you had to do was be still. And you did it perfectly. Chosen one, thank you for standing with me in this truth. Your presence here is not coincidence, it is assignment. You were meant to hear this message at this exact moment, in this exact season of your life. Something inside you is shifting right now. Something is breaking off. Something is being released. And I need you to seal this moment with action, because faith without works is dead, and declaration without alignment is just noise. If this message ignited something in your spirit, if you felt your soul rise as these words washed over you, I want you to go to the comments right now and type, "My silence is my strength." Do not just think it, declare it, write it down. Let it be your public proclamation that you are no longer controlled by the noise of your enemies. Let it be your testimony that you have chosen the way of the eagle, the way of the mountain, the way of divine restraint. And watch what happens when you release those words into the atmosphere. Miracles follow declarations. Someone in your life needs to hear this today. A friend who has been battling invisible enemies. A family member who has been silenced by shame. A co-worker who has been drowning in false accusations. This message is not just for you, it is for your entire network. Share this video. Send it to someone who needs to be reminded of their power. Post it on your timeline, because when you become a messenger of truth, you become a distributor of freedom, and your breakthrough might be the key that unlocks someone else's prison. Do not hoard this revelation, spread it like wildfire. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you are missing daily revelations like this. You are disconnected from a source of light that heaven has appointed to reach the chosen in this generation. Click that subscribe button right now, not because I need your numbers, but because you need this continuous flow of truth. The enemy wants you isolated, confused, and doubting yourself. But this channel is a lifeline, a reminder that you are not alone, that you are not crazy, and that everything you have felt is valid and seen by heaven. And if you are led by the Spirit to sow into this ministry through super thanks, know that every contribution fuels the expansion of this message. It allows us to reach more souls, produce more content, and build a stronger community of chosen ones who refuse to be silenced. But again, your financial giving is not a requirement for God's favor. Your presence, your engagement, your willingness to stand in this truth, that is enough. You are already a part of this movement just by being here. Now hear this final word, chosen one, and let it anchor in the deepest part of your soul. Walk forward knowing this: your enemy's greatest weapon was noise. Yours is silence. And heaven just loaded your weapon with divine ammunition. They threw everything they had at you, and you are still standing. Not bruised, not broken, not defeated. Standing in the full awareness of who you are and whose you are. That is the greatest victory you could ever claim. Go in peace, chosen one. Go in power. Go in the unshakable confidence that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is your heritage as a servant of the Lord. Isaiah 54:17 has spoken it, and heaven has sealed it. I will see you in the next message. Stay silent, stay strong, stay chosen. And remember, Psalm 46:10 commands us, be still and know that I am God. You have done your part. Now watch what God does with his. Peace, blessings, and total victory surround you, now and forever. Amen.